Getting a tattoo takes passion, commitment, and sometimes a blood alcohol level of 0.12. Now getting a bad tattoo has a whole other set of factors that I won't even go into. I personally could never get a tattoo. Not to say that I wouldn't want one, but I don't drink and I heard they hurt a lot.
All right, let's begin. This is where I grin and ow! Ow! That was just a cotton swab.
Invest in softer cotton, sir.
Let's just say it hurts when I write on my hand with a ballpoint pen, so I think a tattoo is out of the question. But do you know who has all three of the aforementioned traits? Anime fans. I already knew of some terrible anime tattoos. But how about One Piece tattoos? With one of the largest fan bases for not only manga but all of pop culture, you would think in those millions of people there would be some that would have tattoos, and if we broke that up further, some would have even terrible tattoos. Let's just say I'm hoping the law of averages doesn't let me down and we see some truly terrible tattoos here. So let's count them down with the top 5 worst One Piece tattoos. I thought the easiest tattoo to get would be simple calligraphy. All you had to do is make sure that you spelt everything correctly and it looks nice, and you're in the clear. Well, that's what I thought when I saw this poor fellow's rendition of Ace's tattoo. This tattoo should have been so easy. All you had to do was slap a child's stencil on your arm and then trace it out. Sure, it wouldn't look exactly like Ace's tattoo, but it would look better than this. The only thing I can say about this is at least you can fix it. Just had to fill it in, maybe add a little extra details and it's fine. But even if you can't, you can always do what Ace did and slap a giant X on your mistake and call it a day. Let's not lie to ourselves and say that One Piece has some pretty ugly character designs. That's not to say they're bad, they're great on paper and in the One Piece story. But maybe they don't belong on people's arms. For example, this girl got Kokoro on her thigh. Maybe this is a bad example because I kinda like it with all the colors are really vibrant. But this easily could have gone wrong if you didn't get the right tattoo artist. Just imagine a close-up of Kokoro's face on that girl's thigh. Instant regret. On the other hand, I can't say anything nice about this guy who got Blackbeard's wanted poster on his arm. First of all, out of all the One Piece characters, they chose Blackbeard to be tattooed on their arm. The worst part is Blackbeard never even had a wanted poster at this time. His bounty was literally 0. He might have one now considering all the damage he has done, but I guess this guy couldn't wait for that to be revealed. Now Blackbeard may be bad, but nothing's worse than this. I mean, you probably have to have a good sense of humor to get this tattooed on your leg, but seriously, it's supposed to be a crude picture of Usopp, but it looks even worse than Kanjiro's drawing of him. I'm pretty sure it didn't look this bad in the series, but I guess the point was for it to look bad, meaning it's still probably effective on sugar. When a tattoo idea is popular, a lot of people end up mimicking it. This means the probability of someone fucking it up is so much greater. The most popular One Piece tattoo that I have seen on the internet is probably Luffy going Gear 3rd. I like the idea of this tattoo, it's creative, and when it's done right, it can look really good. There are just 2 things to consider when getting this tattoo. First, don't cheap out on this tattoo, realism is key. Second, don't get it on your dominant hand, especially if you're a guy. Imagine you were a salesman and you were closing an incredible deal with your client. You go to shake his hand and then you realize, wait, I'm not shaking his hand, it's Luffy with his oversized hand. Now imagine you are eating McDonald's, you are eating some French fries and putting them in your mouth. Sounds pretty normal, right? Wrong, it actually looks like Luffy's feeding you with his oversized hand. I bet you would be getting pretty sick and tired of Luffy invading your privacy everywhere. But it gets worse, just imagine whenever you have to get intimate with yourself. You know, choking the chicken. That's right, you'll just be staring at a poorly drawn Luffy moving his hand up and down your shaft. Sounds romantic, doesn't it? Well, maybe some people might be into that, but I'm pretty sure that tattoo wouldn't be. If it was sentient, it would probably be just screaming, "Kill me!" Well, it could be worse, just imagine everything I said, just replace Luffy with Jesus. Oh my god. Why? Well, enough of that. We're talking about One Piece, so not that Jesus, but this Jesus. Remember how I said some fans were committed? Well, some of these fans take their commitment a little too far by getting their entire back plastered with One Piece. To me, it's very rare that these actually look good, no matter the theme. Unless you're like a part of the Yakuza and you have a giant dragon tattooed on your back, it's not gonna look that great with little cartoon characters. Especially when I said that most One Piece characters aren't the most aesthetically pleasing to permanently plaster on yourself. I mean, just look at the tattoos in the One Piece manga. They're all just geometric shapes. Nobody has a tattoo of their mom on their body. That's because his mom is probably fugly. Never mind that it's probably easier for Oda to draw geometric shapes on somebody's body rather than Blackbeard's mom tattooed on his back. Well, here's some pics of the worst full body tattoos. Case in point, look at this mess. I don't even know where to begin. It's just so random. You have the warlords on the right and the Straw Hats on the left. It kinda looks like they were posing for a picture and Luffy just ruined it by punching Crocodile in the face. Still, it makes no thematical sense. With the random scorpion and then the monument in the middle that's supposed to be probably a pyramid. You would think that this guy would put a little more thought on such a large tattoo. Like seriously, you would put a little more symbolism or meaning behind it or something. Not just a random scorpion and then a pillar of dirt. And then he ties it in all together with an L at the top. Very poor use of space, very poor theming. I guess this guy likes Luffy watching his back because he sure got a lot of Luffy on his back. Sometimes tattoos look better when they're not colored in, but that doesn't mean you should shade the hell out of them. That is not a healthy alternative. I know colored ink is expensive, but when something's permanent, you have to invest a little. It looks like Luffy just crawled out of a coal mine. Here are some honorable mentions. Finally, it's kinda sad that I couldn't find any really terrible tattoos. I went into this thinking One Piece has a huge fan base. There has to be some people that would make huge mistakes in their lives and be willing to share it on the internet. But I guess the fan base is just sensible or just too shy to share. I guess I'm the only one here willing to share my mistakes on the internet. Now for our final tattoo. What I think to be the worst One Piece tattoo, because it's probably not even a One Piece tattoo. We all know how Oda draws Nami. 2 circles, cross in the middle. Now what would you get if you added a little realism to the equation, with a little pinch of AIDS, a truckload of crack, and don't forget a lot of regret? That's what we get here. And if anyone wants to argue with me that this isn't Nami, well, you can't prove it's not Nami. Hair, maybe orangey, bikini, you can't see Nami without one these days. It's even green, so it's up in the air. I would like to close this video off as saying, it's okay to get a tattoo. It's a unique way of expressing yourself, but please, I ask you to do this one thing before you get one. Go off and print the picture you want to tattoo on yourself on a piece of paper. Go off and stick that piece of paper on your fridge, or maybe a bathroom mirror, somewhere that you'll see it every day. Leave it there for 2 to 3 months. If you're not tired of looking at it, get the tattoo. If you are, reconsider. But if you do get a tattoo and screw it up, please share.